Whether you're new to pool and practicing the basics, or a more experienced player performing drills to improve your shot making and positional play, the Drill Partner is perfect for you.
PremierBilliards.com. Exceptional cues, cases, and accessories from top-tier brands. Want it? Need it? Find it. PremierBilliards.com.
Welcome back to another episode of Dogging It. And I got to tell you, Mike, if ever there was a week where the name of the show is fitting, it is for sure going to be this week, my man.
It's an unusual final eight, to say the least. But that's fun. It's been part of it.
Highest, unlikely odds, that's for sure, if you were to go through.
Oh, my God. I mean, we'll talk about these this morning, but you look at the two Cole brothers going down in the round of 16, and you had even mentioned it. If you had a parlay on those two, losing those two matches.
On a money line, if you had a parlay taking – well, let me see. Let me bring this up here.
Bongers and Misko.
Okay, so you got Pongers – the Bongers taking out Kopin-Yi, Misko taking out Koping Chung. If you would have had a two-team parlay picking those two guys
on the money line,
on the money line, not even on a game line, going to 10, Mike, I would guess the way that Koping Chung's been breaking, you're probably giving 2.5. Kopin-Yi, you're probably giving at a minimum of 3, probably 3.5. Mike is what you're giving.
Yeah.
Just from a name standpoint. So that's on like a game line type of bet. But if you were to take the money line, Bongers and Misko, I mean, who the hell saw that coming?
Yeah, nobody. I mean, Misko, he's been around. Tobias Bongers, I mean, good for him. But, we keep talking about him like he's one of these up and coming, German players. He's 30 years old.
Is he?
He's 29 or 30. He's been around for a while, but if you look at his performances out of the Euro Tour, and you look at if you look at the Matchroom type events that he's played in, it's always, tied for 33rd or tied for 65th.
I feel like I can pick out a lot of pool players, out of a lineup, right? A lot of professional pool players. I saw a picture somewhere of Bongers, and I'm like, who the hell is that guy? I never seen him before in my life. I feel like I know the name. But I've never, it's like, and then he goes and beats Kopin-Yi. I mean, who would have known that? Misko, you'll give Misko a pass because he's very seasoned. He can have flashes for sure. I think didn't he lose to Oscar earlier in this tournament, if I'm not mistaken? I'm pretty sure he came from one loss side. Maybe I'm wrong, Mike, but
yeah.
Let's start up top. This is the round of 16 as it started off today. And boy, could we not have been more off when it comes to some of these picks that we had.
We had 3 Americans and 3 Taiwanese in, and none of them made the final 8.
Golly, how strong is that?
Out.
How strong is that? Who would have picked Robbie Capito as the last Asian player standing?
Yeah, and then given what we talked about with all the strong Asian players here, to see 7 out of the final 8 are European.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
unlikely Europeans, which just adds a whole other twist to the equation here. But
it would be easy to say at this point that the winner of the, if Filler plays Kachi,
but there's no guarantee. Robbie was up 3-0 on.
He's up 4-1 now and on the run, but. It's it's a weird.
I don't think it's
final 8.
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that Kachi goes on to the next round, but we'll get into that here in a little bit, Mike. Let's start with the unlikely up top. Petri, man, just shocking the world left and right. Takes out Fran, takes out Sky on TV table, no less, which is a whole other. Other degree of difficulty when it comes.
He looked comfortable. He looked strong. I mean,
good. Besides the safety play, I thought his safety play was extremely weak, to be honest with you. In the few racks that I did see with Sky, whenever they were exchanging, everything was really containing. It wasn't anything like lock up. You know what I mean? That was, if I'm gonna say anything about his game, but boy, did he come with it when it comes to a run out, Mike. I mean, the guy just came and I think it was whatever 7-7 something like that. It came with a big strong out, where it wasn't a gimme by any means, and but he just the guy played to win. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, yeah,
We're all rooting for Sky for sure. And to be honest with you, leading into the day, a little disrespectful to Petri, but I thought Sky's going to cruise through that 16, and then the real matchup's going to be in the round in the next round between the winner of Albin and Tang, which went neck and neck as well. Mike Albin got the better of it, and this is right in the realm of the tournament where you do not want to see that dude at, because if
yeah,
he's in this spot, Albin's a closer.
yeah. He is. Yeah,
So big win for him, for Albin. That is getting through this spot. Another really, I guess since Hanoi, right? We haven't had a real major tournament, and this is the first one, the matchroom event that is. And so here we are seeing Albin again in this position. But we got Albin versus Petri on deck. Right now, they got the what is it, Bongers and Misko playing
right.
on the YouTube channel. Which, I mean, golly, we talked about this to open mic, but I don't know how to wrap my head around the fact that both Cole, we all wanted to see Big Cole and Little Cole, and these
Playing.
guys to win, to play each other. But you would have never guessed, that both of them go out to those two guys in that spot.
Yeah, yeah. It's surprises. There's just a lot of surprises. Just you look up all and down the whole thing. Robert Capito's a good player. You expected Federer to get through that.
I expected Federer to get so to start, I expected Federer to get through it. Then it's whatever it was 6-0, 5-0 in favor of Robbie, and
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, okay, well then the guy came to play. A couple of years ago, it was like a flash in the pan, right?
Yeah.
He was like the flavor of the quarter. You know what I mean? Where he had a good run, and then we ain't really seen much of him since. He goes up big on Federer, but everyone expected Federer to come with it. And when Federer comes back and puts the heat on him, this is the part to me that was most impressive, was that he took the heat and finished him off when he had the opportunity, Mike.
Yeah, he did. He did. Federer came back, took a 6-5 lead, and it kind of had control of the match. Robbie looked a little wobbly at that point.
Yeah,
but then
that's where you expect to fold, Mike, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to be able to finish these big guys off, and that's where you expect to fold.
Yeah, it's then it got to 7-7, and Federer went up 8-7, and had a chance to get on the hill and missed a relatively easy cut on a 3-ball, and that was pretty much it from there. I mean, Robbie just was solid from that point down. He just kind of locked it up. Yeah, he played great. Good for him for being able to pull his shit back together and close it out when he had the chance.
Yeah, there's a lot of big players that fold underneath that kind of heat, Mike. Right? I mean, a lot of players that have had much more success than Robbie Capito has, who when they see Federer right there, close that gap and then take the lead, and then you're in that last turn. Will rattle a little bit, especially given the conditions. But Robbie, like you mentioned, to his credit, just a tall, and you think, okay, now you got Josh, who just demolishes Victor in like similar to what he demolished Anton. Right? How bad was that match, Mike? I mean, we thought that was going to be like the match of the tournament, and I tell you what, I turned it off like at 5-0. I was just over.
Yeah, Anton didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. He had a couple of chances to maybe get a little bit started, but by then he was so wigged out that he just knew. Because when Josh gets into his safety game, that's probably the most impressive thing about his game in the last year. He will torture you. He will flat out torture you. He doesn't play safes. He takes your spirit away with the stuff that he leaves you with. When you come to the table, you look at it, you're like, what am I supposed to do here?
You don't even want to show up to the next event. You know what I mean? You
calling
it sick
his like hiding the ball it's gotten ridiculous how good it is.
Yeah.
And we all know he can make any shot on the table. So you put those two together, and if he's in stroke and breaking well, you are in for a long match.
Dom mentions the timekeeper with Federer. Was that an issue, Mike? I didn't.
I didn't. I don't listen with the
It's
sound.
been an issue. It's been an issue. I don't think Federer will admit it's an issue, but it's been an issue. But I don't know
how
if
it could be an issue with him and not the guy he's playing. That then it's a problem with the player to me, not the referee. If they're doing it,
no. Yeah, I'm not. No. I mean, the guy has issues with shot clock. Historically, and we've seen it in other events where, he'll say that I think it was it, Hanoi, right? Most notably, but his process takes time, and when it gets to this point in the tournament, when you're under the microscope and you got shot clock, it's that's just I didn't get to see that enough of the match to know. I was just.
I'm saying that it happened to Sky a couple of times too, and I don't know. Like I said, if the guy's yelling it for both players, so deal with it.
I mean, the guys like Federer and Sky, they know what to expect when they're on the TV table. They play there long enough, that's their house. Is TV table of a matchroom stage, because they play there more often than than for sure their opponents. Right. So especially in Sky versus Petri. So, but back to the Filler Victor match, just the class performance from Josh. Mike, you think that he gets through Anton, he gets through Victor. You dodge Federer, because I think that Federer's 100% in Josh's head. Should have beat him the last 2-3 times they played. At a minimum, I think a missed 9-ball spared Josh one time, but. You think if Robbie beats Federer, which he did, and then now Victor just got through those, and then Filler gets through those 2 rounds, you got to be loving, Filler Robbie if you're a German fan, and now it's 5-1 in favor of Robbie, Mike.
Yeah, and if Robbie is able to win this match and beats Federer and Filler, back to back, you may start thinking about him for the Reyes Cup. I mean, I'd love to see this.
Is it too soon? Is it too soon?
It is too soon. But I'd love to see this kid get on a heater, because he's a nice kid and he's a good player. And we kind of a couple years ago
But that's it though, right? That's it. That's all you're gonna say about the kid. He's a nice kid and he's a good player, right? I mean, that's what we've seen.
And he's got great hair.
Best hair in the pool world by a mile.
By a mile. But he, we kind of thought maybe he'd be someone to watch, and he just wasn't. So we just stopped watching. But he's still young. He's still a young kid. So, let's see. I'd love to see him.
If anything's going to give you a boost of momentum and confidence, it's beating Federer Gorst and Joshua Filler in back-to-back rounds on the TV table of a matchroom major, Mike.
Yeah,
so
I would do it.
Who knows what it could do to his confidence? But I tell you what, though, you get through that, you better finish the job, because these are like pseudo finals right here, right?
Yeah.
Those are absolutely monster wins. Right beneath that, Mike, you got Pius dismantling Mickey, Kachi taking out SVB. I think SVB got Kachi a tournament ago, and then on the one loss side, Kachi takes him out back-to-back tournaments now. Is that
did he?
That's not.
I was trying to remember the last time that Shane.
I think they played. I think they played in Scotland. Shane wins. Then they meet in singles. Kachi wins. And now here we are again, back in singles. Kachi gets the better of him yet again.
Huh. Okay.
So Kachi, defending champion, Mike, has not looked the sharpest in this event, but here we are.
He just grinds through matches and gets, he just gets the job done. So, I mean,
who's that? Kachi?
Kachi, yeah. He just grinds. So, he's never out of it. No matter what the score is, he just finds his way to battle back into him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's still hanging around, kind of like an Albin type guy. You don't want to see this guy in this spot in the tournament, right? His break is always going to put him in there. I tell you what, if he goes on to win this event when he looks, probably 70, 75% of his game, you better look out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because I'd imagine he's only going to get better and stronger, because he, like I said, he hasn't looked as crisp. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. Look, he's facing Pius in the next round. I don't think it's a lock that he's gonna get past Pius for sure.
Yeah. Pius is playing great.
I'm gonna see if I can cruise on down here, Mike, in this one here. Let's go through. So this is gonna be the oh shit. This is gonna be the round of 8 here. The round of 8, Petrie versus Albin. Mike, I don't know how to clock this match because I just don't know. Like, I mean, you can't keep on disrespecting Petrie every single round, right?
And he certainly, played. I'm assuming Euro Tour wise has played Albin, numerous times, and Petrie's been
Yeah.
around for a bit. So, it'd be an interesting match. I mean, Albin hasn't like dominated any of the matches that I've watched. It's always been, a couple of racks where he'll look great, a couple of racks where he looks like he's about ready to jump off a bridge. That match yesterday, he came from behind and won at the end. I don't know how the hell he did it. I mean, he looked terrible against Gary Wilson. Looked terrible the entire match.
Should have been out.
Then he's down 9-8, or no, 9-7, and from there, I don't think he missed the middle of a pocket. I watched every shot he took, and he was just and the whole, during the whole match leading up to that point, even balls that were going in were rattling around going in. And he's walking around shaking his head and looking up at the sky and whatever. But when he had to bear down those last 3 racks, he never missed the middle of the pocket once.
He's on a short list, Mike, of like guys you want to take a big shot,
Yeah.
because he's been clutch. He's been in the sport's most pressure packed situations for the last 8+ years at a minimum. By far the most consistent guy in a world championship. Meanwhile, Robbie's up 6-1 now, according to the scoreboard on Josh there. I think if you're looking up, 6-1 is what it says. If you're looking at someone up top who's a favorite, out of those 4, you would put Albin at the top of the list.
Oh, Josh hung an 8-ball at 5-1. I thought he was out.
Oh boy,
he hung an 8-ball in the corner, a nice little slow roller.
That would be the second 8-ball that Josh has hung up then, because he hung one up at 1-1 or 1-0 if I'm not mistaken.
Listen, the way this tournament has gone, are we supposed to be surprised if Robbie wins this?
Yes. Are you kidding me? Yes, of course you are.
Yes. Every time we say someone,
of course you are.
Have we looked at in the last 2 rounds?
It's Joshua Filler.
The guy's a lock.
About?
This guy's a lock. This guy's a lock against this guy. This guy's a lock against this guy.
Mike,
I'm not
let me tell you
surprised
something.
anybody wins.
Look, Ko Ping-yi was a lock against this guy. Ko Ping-chung was against Pongers.
Yeah.
Josh against Robbie Capito in the round of 8 is a lock, Mike. Right? But I mean, look, obviously,
give me 4 games. Give me 4 games, and I'll take Robbie
from here. From here, right? Whatever. From six fucking one up. How good do you move, Mike? How good do you move? You know what? To start the match, you probably would have gotten 3 out of me because I'm just a sucker like that. Look, Josh is a closer, but it's a credit to Robbie the way he's playing right now. Sorry, my girls ain't got no sense sometimes. Meanwhile, Josh, look, we know that he can be imposing at times and completely take over a match, but at a certain point, you're past the point of no return here. And Robbie doesn't seem to be rattling. So, this may be the last match you're going to see of Josh Filler. And, if you're a guy like Kachi, or if you're a guy like Labutus, which, by the way, met Josh in the finals of Derby City, so they know each other very well.
Yeah.
You're just chomping at the bits because out of those 2 players, you're going to want to play Robbie, but you better be careful what you wish for if he's going to take apart Federer and then follow that up with a win over Josh. So, I'll be honest with you though, Mike. If Josh goes out, the winner for me comes out of the match right below, and I gotta really like the not so obvious guy. I think I might go Pius here, Mike. I haven't seen him.
He's getting my Grateful Dead shirt. That's for sure.
Well, that's the one from Lithuania, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing's older than me.
It is older than you.
It's older than me. But no, listen, there's just I posted this earlier on a thread, but Pius has got the best break in this format that I've seen in the first 4 months of the year, Mike. and I have not seen him in this tournament, so I can't say if he's continuing that. But his scoreboards and his wins are leading me to believe that hasn't gone anywhere. Um,
He's
I know
great.
who
Great.
I know who Clenty is, but Pius is not going to be a pushover by any means, Mike.
No, no, not at all.
So this is the unlikely 8 characters that we have here.
Holy smokes!
What happened? What I miss here,
No,
Mike?
I'm just saying. You're looking at these final 8. It's like, yeah, this is crazy stuff. So now you start, as I messaged you before, as a U.S. fan, you start looking at it. Okay, what's my Mosconi Cup hopes here?
Okay, wait. So if you're a USA fan, you're looking for guys who can dog it. Is that am I
Well,
understanding?
you'd like to see rookies on the team, of course. I want to see Pius play Petri in the final here, 100%. 100%.
Oh, no bonkers, Mike. No.
Well, either Petri
At
or
least Petri's
Bongers.
been in a World Cup of pool. Hasn't he won World Cup of pool before with Mika?
Yeah, well, there's a guy who played with Josh and won the World Cup of pool one year too. I don't think we've heard his name since.
Well, that's
so.
I remember him.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, yeah, no, I mean, Petri or Bongers versus Pius in the final. I'm all over that.
Well, I mean, it's gonna put him in prime position. I think if you're an American fan, while I agree with you when it comes to, I guess from the bottom, that's who you'd be rooting for. But Pius has got more like cold bloodedness than I gave him credit for to start.
No, he does.
And he came back against Josh to make it hill and losing at the Derby against Filler, but he showed some moxie in that match that I didn't know. Like I didn't realize he had that level of depth to him. Certainly got my respect afterwards, and like I said, has just continued to follow that up. Now, can you close when it's finals time? Right, you got the game to get there. There's a lot of guys with a good game to get there, but can you close whenever you got the opportunity to close? Well, you got a pretty good shot if you're beaten, if you get past Kachi, and then you're going to start having more and more expectations on you. But, Misko is a guy who is vying for Mosconi Cup spot, but certainly not part of the conversation right now. Albin, we know the veteran that he is. Bongers, like I said, me and you couldn't pick him out of a lineup. But Pius is in a good spot when it comes to the money right now where, I don't think he's putting that Mosconi pressure on him, but he's in a position given the first 4 months of the year.
Yeah, no, he has. He's definitely, he's got some money behind, some points behind him already.
Yeah.
Which, most of these other guys don't. Bongers or, Petri.
Yeah, but if you're a guy like Filler, your spot's a given, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nobody like Kachi's got to earn a spot. Albin, I don't think his spot's secure. Josh is really the only one out of this group of 8 where, he's.
Albin's looking pretty good if he wins here.
Albin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's right. It's where you want to be at, 5 months into the year, Mike. Because if you can get what's second place pay, Mike? Like 20,000, 15,000, something like that.
I don't know.
Probably something you ought to know, Mike. Okay, because one of us got to be prepared at some point when we come on here.
It's your show,
and we know it's not going to be me. We know it's not going to be me, Mike.
I'm just a guest. It's your freaking show, buddy.
But you got to love it if you're Albin, though, Mike.
Yeah.
And not for nothing. Look, I know Misko can show spots.
30 to the winner, 15 to the runner-up, 95
good, Mike.
Semi-finalists.
Even if you win right there, you're picking up 10 grand, right?
Yeah.
Even if you win in this next round.
7-1.
Robbie?
7-1.
Yeah, I think it's just past the point of no return.
No, not even close. Josh could run 9 and out from here.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know.
Not likely, but listen, if there's anybody it's anybody you should never say he's done, it's Josh.
No, way back when, Mike used to say Josh couldn't play from behind, Mike.
Yeah, but we've seen over the last couple of years, play
that narrative's changed for sure.
Play neck and neck, whatever. He's just a full-blooded killer. So,
Well,
And if he gets
look,
that rhythm to him, then then it's just get out of
he's
his way.
earned he's earned that level of respect for sure. But you're running out of time, and you're not, and you got to play damn near perfect. If you're stuck 7-1, you only got chances for 2 more mistakes, and that's it. So, I don't know. I don't know. You better hope for some good fortune because you've already gotten opportunities you've let fall by the wayside if you're Josh Miller up to this point. Um, so Mike, I'm assuming you're taking straight chalk in the next 2 matches, Albin and Kachi. Then
We're what?
you're taking straight chalk in the next 2 matches.
No, I like Pius.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
I
Well.
like Pius.
In
It's
in that case, he's doomed. Then, just given the way we ran this.
hey, listen, I'm no Dominic Dunn, so give me a little bit of break.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't think I think on paper I saw leading into the event, Pius was something like 100-1 odds on the money to win this event, which was just completely disrespectful, just given his recent performances. But now this is right where you want to be at, and
Yeah,
I think he's been seasoned enough within those runs where he's ready for this moment when it comes to Kachi, and I hope he can deliver. Just as a fan of him, would I be surprised if it's the other way around? No, I wouldn't, because Kachi is Kachi, and we know how dominating he can be when everything kind of comes together. I don't think it's
yeah,
happened together yet. So, um, finals, or what is it? Final four is gonna be tomorrow, Mike, right?
yep. Tomorrow, Final Four.
Who do you got? Who do you got winning this whole thing, Mike? From here,
If you'd have asked me an hour ago, I'd have said Josh.
yeah, no, right? It's crazy how things have shifted.
Yeah, you know what? I got to think it's going to be someone other than Kachi, Josh, or Albin. I think it's going to be one of the other five.
Look, I want to
So if I
see.
told you I would give you Kachi, Josh, and Albin, and I'll take the field, you'd like that, right?
Oh, wait, say that again. You're taking Josh, Kachi, and
No,
Albin.
I'm giving you Josh, Kachi, and Albin, and I'll take the other five.
I probably would, just because I'm a sucker. But
No, I would love to see a winner come from the other five. As far as who's playing the best out of the other five, uh, I haven't seen Bongers play. That's the thing. I would probably pick Robbie or Pius.
Ren Devara and another one in the chat saying Robbie was training at Marboys recently. We know he's got that Filipino blood in him. So it's obviously paying off if that's the
Yeah.
case. And at the best time. Look, I just want to see the world burn, Mike. I want to see chaos. I want to see things start to just shift in the most exciting way possible. Fuck it, give it to
Yeah.
Robbie. Let's go, Robbie. Go and finish the damn job, Robbie.
Take the Europeans out. Take them all out.
Pick them apart one by one. Pick apart Team Europe all by yourself, and then just stake your claim in a spot in the Reyes Cup after the UK Open. I would love that, and then he becomes a major story heading into Saudi, Mike.
Yeah.
Which he already will be, just given these, but all eyes are going to be on Robbie for sure. At least my eyes are going to be on Robbie, because I want to see him just finish it and get across the finish line there. I think it's the best moment of the year to do it. Just given all the recent announcements, and then if I want to see some chaos on the European side, to be honest, I want to see more Pius, man. I want to see him. I want to see the underdog, the unlikely, the guy that's just kind of can be a bit of an afterthought at times throughout events, and just go get there, son. You starting off great. You're still great now, and let the unlikely go and get a big victory under his belt, because he's earned it, Mike, with the way he's been playing lately. So
yeah, he has. I'd like to see him keep going.
You guys can check out all the action on the Zone if you're here in the U.S., YouTube, wherever you're at.
Really just say that, did you, Ray?
What do you say?
He said Tobias is driving his opponent Bongers.
Oh man,
I would.
Mike would say something like that for sure.
I wouldn't even go there.
No, let me tell you, it would be on the cover of this thing right here, is of Beard's Digest if Bongers goes on snap off this whole. No, it will.
I do better headlines than that.
Oh, come on, Mike. Come on, it's low hanging fruit. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's bad fruit. It's yeah.
Let me know in the chat who you guys think is going to snap off the event. I still got a bunch of stuff to give away from Paguline that I'm going to be sorting through these comments over the last couple shows. So let me know who you guys think, and we'll get you in some kind of drawing to win some free stuff. So anyhow, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Thanks to Mike who jumped on today. Mike, are you going to be available at all tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be around here tomorrow.
All right, make sure and keep your notifications on. We're going to see how bad we're looking after the matches are done. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. And enjoy the rest of the event, you guys.